French political parties must today pick their candidates for Sunday's runoff general election. Those on the left and centrists are trying to ensure the far right is beaten after coming top in the first round. A number of centrist and left-wing candidates who came third in Sunday's parliamentary elections have already pulled out of Sunday's second round in an attempt to avoid splitting the vote and handing an easy win to France's far-right National Rally. Andrew Harding has the story.
Paris the day after, and for many here, a profound sense of shock. It's like having a hangover, says Sandrine, a legal assistant. People are fed up with politics, says Caroline, so they're turning to the extremes. It's the people's choice, says Margarita, and given the high turnout, we'll get the government we deserve. They're all talking about this woman, Marine Le Pen, whose party, the National Rally, took the lead in Sunday's vote. If the surname is familiar, that's because her father, Jean-Marie Le Pen, was a notorious far-right politician, a racist and anti-Semite. But his daughter has softened the National Rally's image and platform and won big across the nation. Her party's populist, anti-immigrant, Eurosceptic message and its 28-year-old candidate for the Prime Minister's job finding broad appeal.
Formerly, it was more people that were workers in complicated economical situations. Now you have also white collars voting for National Rally. You have women voting for National Rally. You have young people.
Meanwhile, France's president is in trouble. No wonder it looked like Emmanuel Macron was trying to hide yesterday. His election gamble has backfired. His centrist party on track to lose heavily. So what of plans to block the far right from sweeping to victory? Different parties began arriving at Parliament, aiming to forge a united front against the National Rally. But the divisions are all too evident. The leader of the Green Party here brought to tears of frustration during this debate.
Love it or loathe it, the National Rally is now at the heart of France's political mainstream. More than that, it is the most powerful party across the country.
But can it translate that into enough seats in Parliament to win outright? If it can, France will be changed utterly. Andrew Harding, BBC News, Paris.
Well, let's speak to our Paris correspondent, Hugh Schofield. And Hugh, how is the alliance to counter the National Rally coming together in France?
Well, it's not really an alliance. It's just a series of arrangements and a series of sort of tacit agreements that one or other candidate will stand down in a given constituency. What happened at the weekend in the first round was that voting took place, and in each of many constituencies, 3 candidates got through. That would be a far-right candidate, a left-wing candidate, and a centrist candidate. And so what's happening is that there's an awful lot of pressure on one or other of the non-RN candidates in these constituencies to stand down. And that's what's happening. So far, we were told about 180 candidates from the centre or the left have stood down in constituencies so that the runoff is a straight race between an RN candidate and a non-RN candidate. That means some left-wingers sacrificing their place. It means some centrists sacrificing their place. It's not universal. By no means all three-way races have become two-way races, but it's happened a lot. And that does diminish the chances of the National Rally getting the absolute majority that it wants after Sunday's second round.
And how is the National Rally responding to these attempts to block it from gaining an outright majority?
Well, it's saying that this is wrong, that there is a kind of unnatural alliance building between the centre and the left, which is completely a marriage of convenience and with no basis at all, pointing out that, the centrists have often attacked virulently the parties of the left and far left. They're reminding everyone that the left-wing coalition includes the LFI party, the France Unbowed party, which has among its members people who are very, very radical indeed and who have been castigated by President Macron as being extremists themselves. So they're saying this is a completely unnatural alliance which is forming, and the only thing that these parties have in common is their hatred of the RN, and they're saying that's no basis for forming a possible future government. So that's their argument, and no doubt some people will listen to that, but they know that the odds against them forming a government with a big majority in Parliament next week have diminished a lot because of this blocking tactic on the part of the anti-RN forces in this country.
Thank you very much. That's the BBC's Hugh Schofield in Paris for us.